Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the SCP, the Secret Files. In the last video, we ended up getting our first file as a SCP archivist, and ended up dealing with the replaying of an event for the black box for the Hang King's tragedy. So, let's see what we get into today. An abnormal incident occurred within Site 13. All buildings within Site 13 oh, this is same old, same old. Site 66. Site 66 research results of an organic abnormalities. It has investigated the growth rate of crops and metabolic rate of human beings within the influence area of SCP-569 have increased prominently. This investigation may result to help find its source. A capsule bearing the insignia of the Foundation's Temporal Anomalies Department was discovered in Moody Peak, Nevada. The contents included to be written Foundation documents, SCP, and SCP files. Several of the aforementioned SCPs have since been contained. The capsule itself has been transported to Temporal Site -01 RCT Theta T, where efforts to reverse engineer the device and complete the rich social loop are ongoing. Site 816 Foundation has found an Elbrus computer in a Cold War bunker in Eastern Europe. The computer is still running and is confirmed to be able to control all missile defense facilities around all Eastern Europe in power-off condition. New file already. Not even gonna have a conversation with my friends? I guess not. Is an irregular clay plot with a height of 23 centimeters in diameter, 28 centimeter diameter of 28 centimeters. Do not be fooled by its appearance. It is an organism, a womb. Yes, an earthen womb. SCP-660 may be safely stored in a standard safe deposit box, provided its mouth remains covered with an insert perspex disc and sealed with tamper-proof tape. Log tests involving human experiment with SCP-660. Lab report 660-A. Sample condition skin flap harvested from the left thigh of the cadaver D612. Donor was healthy. All respects prior to death. Sample used tissue sample left in 660 for 2 months. Duration. Daily biopsies indicate viability of sample. Cell samples taken from the tissue grafted in the culture in vitro, revealing a predisposition towards precarious and cancerous growth. Lab report 660-B. Sample condition, skin flap harvested from the left thigh of cadaver D612. Sample used tissue left in 660 for 2 months. Duration, then grafted onto the torso of D-class personnel. With second and third degree burns. The recipient anomaly testing recorded no contradictions with SCP-660. Result: tissue grafted takes without complication. Healing according to usual steps of adherence. Serum inhibition, revascularization. However, as is common with severe burn cases, the compromised skin barrier led to infection, even fatal septic shock. Post-mortem biopsy analysis indicates skin graft would have returned full histological structure and the function had the recipient survived. Lab report 660-C. Sample live member of musculus house mouse. Acquired laboratory SCP redacted. The consciousness of D614 was implanted into the specimen. D614 was chosen for its demonstrated resistance to negative effects by prolonged isolation, sensory deprivation. Specimen left in 660 for 2 months duration. Usually SCP redacted was incapable of restoring D614's consciousness to its original body after removal from 660. A computer interface was developed to facilitate two-way communication with D614. An interview was conducted with D614 to familiarize the interface and excerpts below. Dr. Brown, I guess I'll have to take your word for it. How did that feel? D614, suffocating and stretching. Dr. Brown, could you be more specific? D614, how the hell do you think it felt? Even mice need to grow and move and live. Every part of me was straining, but I was stuck. I thought it would explode. Full contents and interview classified, and autopsy revealed precancerous growths throughout the mouse's body. Lab report 660D. Sample condition, right arm, lost in traumatic amputation just beneath the elbow. D778 was severely injured in an incident involving SCP redacted. Lost limb, recovered part of the cleanup operation. Subject would not have survived immediate reattachment surgery due to injuries involving severe vascular compromise. Severe extremity preserved in SCP-660 in a bid to preserve the tissue for viability. Result: right arm successfully reattached to the previous owner. Subjects reported sensation in fingers of right hand, contrary to poor prognosis due to severe tissue of avulsion, and nerve damage sustained in initial injury. Biopsy reveals that no precancerous cell growth. Transplant ruled a tentative success. D778 has been retained for further observation. Addendum: human testing with SCP-660 has been suspended due to the sudden death of D778 from teratoma with malignant transformation. Whoa! I've seen fetus in fetu before, but I've never had one try to grab my probe during an autopsy. Dr. Grayson. Appendix 7/30/2012. As of today, SCP-660-1 has been neutralized. SCP-660 no longer exhibits any other forms of shapes. It has been classified as safe for the Foundation research. On SCP-660-1 has been transferred to Reliquary Research Institute. Details available for personnel with clearance for 660. SCP-660 may be safely stored in a standard lock safe deposit box. Mouth remains covered with a perspex disc, sealed with and fixed to tamper-proof strips. SCP-660 may be checked for testing and research. Written approval of level 3 clearance or higher. SCP-660 is an irregular earthenware urn, roughly 23 centimeters in height, 28 centimeters in diameter, opening 20 centimeter in diameter. The composition of 660 is consistent with generic earthenware clays. Interior of SCP-660 is coated in dried mammalian uterine tissue similar to human endometrial lining. DNA testing is inconclusive. 660 is capable of indefinitely preserving all biological tissue placed within it, regardless of external conditions or the state of the sample, until the tissues are removed. Lining tissue will remain visible. Living organs will remain alive even when deprived of sustenance for extended periods of time. While the exact mechanism responsible is uncertain, isotopic labeling has shown that it involves an exchange of biological matter between the sample and SCP-660's interior coating. Cell cultures, tissues preserved, and 660 retain an anomalously high rate of cell replication. Several samples have been tested positive for precancerous markers in smear tests. 660-1 was a human fetus originally found in SCP-660, most likely having been sealed in the artifact for at least 6,600 years. However, SCP-660-1 underwent massive transformation upon removal, additionally developed several redacted, consistent with anthropogenic redacted progression. SCP-660-1 is most likely neutralized. Details available personnel clearance for 660. Recovery was originally recovered from an archaeological dig in redacted, where it found purported grave site among number of mundane artifacts. A beeswax seal covering the mouth of 660 was dislodged during the excavation process, revealing 660-1. Data expunged. After which, the site was secured by the Foundation. The notes of Dr. Redacted, presumed deceased, enabled the isolation of 660 from the rest of the artifacts. Submit. Addendum 142. Oh, I'm updating 142. Or, sorry, 143. (143-1) The trees were grown on site from sapling obtained by a parent plant located in Nara Prefecture, Japan in 1905. The parent trees were owned by a family of traditionalist swordsmiths claiming to be descendants from a legendary sword maker named Amakuni. They referred to the original trees as Jinki no Kadachi, or the Blades Wood Grove. From that, the Foundation gained the techniques to cut and work the wood and petals to serviceable items. The original trees are still living in Japan, owned by the government, and still tended to by the same family. However, the government has denied all existence of the trees and any products made from them kept within the country. Addendum 143-2. SCP-143 are watered twice a day on a regular basis via a large sprinkler system unless already watered by local precipitation. Personnel are not allowed to enter the enclosure without level 4 administrative clearance and are advised not to touch the SCP-143 nor stand beneath it unless wearing proper protective gear. It is important not to be within the containment area when SCP-143 begins to shed. However, after the shedding has concluded, the collection of fallen petals for testing purposes has been authorized by the project director. See SCP-143 testing log. Document 143-A. We lost 3 staff to 143 today. They were collecting petals dropped by the trees in the previous day when suddenly a gust picked up, shaking a good deal of petals from the trees, blowing them around. Stayed that windy for the whole day. I'd send cleanup crew, but they're still pretty windy and the odd petals falling. We'll have to pick up the remains of the wind when the wind dies down in a couple days. 143-D0 hardness test 5000 HB on the Brinell scale. 143-D1 withstanding temperatures of 1800 degrees Celsius. Appendix 143-D2, the weight to strength ratio surpasses even titanium, being some of 15% lighter than aluminum. Both are notoriously difficult to work due to their properties. Appendix 143-D11, but under high temperature upwards of 1500 C, separate pieces are capable of being fused together. SCP-143 is to be contained in valley adjacent to Bioresearch Area 12, an over 2 km squared area surrounding 143 for up to 20 kilometers, and all lines of sight from the surrounding hilltops are to be denied public access. 143 is to be watered twice a day on a regular basis via a large sprinkler system unless watered by local precipitation. Personnel are not allowed to enter the enclosure without level 4 administrative clearance and are advised not to touch any of the SCP-143 nor stand beneath them unless wearing proper protective gear. It is important that no one within the containment area of SCP-143 begins to shed. However, after the shedding has concluded, the collection of fallen petals for testing purposes has been authorized by Project Director. See SCP-143 testing log. Description: 143 is a plantation of 300 specimens of a unique type of tree. The trees are similar in appearance to Prunus X iodosis or Japanese sakura or cherry blossoms. They bear no fruit, and the only known way of reproduction is by careful own root propagation using cut saplings from an older sample. The petals are a light pinkish color and slightly translucent and with a texture of smooth glass. Care must be taken when handling the petals. Their edges are razor sharp and can easily slice through flesh if mishandled. The wood and the bark are a light grayish color with texture of expected of wood, although the grain is very smooth to the touch. However, the petals and wood of these are much harder than most natural man-made substances, reaching 5,000 HB on the Brunel scale and withstanding temperatures up to 1,800 degrees Celsius. The weight-to-strength ratio surpasses even that of titanium, being some of 15% lighter than aluminum. Despite the hardness, the wood and petals are quite supple and are as pliable as most woods are. Both are notoriously difficult to work with due to their properties under high temperatures, upward to 1,500 degrees Celsius. Separate pieces are capable of being fused together. They make excellent armor, shielding, and weapons due to slow growth of the plant material is slow to harvest, although the petals shed regularly enough, falling from the trees twice every year. Alright. Log of items vended during test phase. The vending machine. 261. Yes! This is one of my favorites. Log of items vended during testing phase 8. 800 yen entered in each item, being dispensed every 2 minutes. 261 attached to power. Add safety regulation. SCP-261 safety regulation stipulates that 261 may be used a maximum of 10 times per 24-hour period, with no transaction value exceeding the equivalent of 500 Japanese yen. However, in view of the necessity of this experiment, the Foundation has approved Dr. Redacted requests to use SCP-261 in a high frequency. Coke Zero, a can of Diet Coke, packaging in English. Cheetos, a small bag of Cheetos snack food, packaging in English. Black, single pack of caffeinated chewing gum, packaging in Japanese. Yan, a single yan cone with peach dipping frosting, packaging in Japanese. Meiji Seka Company does not produce this flavor. Pepsi Dragon Twist, a can of Pepsi Cola with a trace of fruit flavor, packaging in English. Flavor identified as dragon fruit. PepsiCo does not produce this product. Dark Side Cola, can with clear plastic sides, packaging in Japanese. Liquid inside is clear. When opened, the liquid appears to react to the air and changes to a dark black over a period of several seconds. The black coloration looks like billowing smoke and cannot be reversed. The liquid taste described as cola with something spicy in it. Little Bakery 7 grain, small tube the size of a candy bar with a green button, made of aluminum packaging. The English: when the top twisted off, a mass of dough is extruded through the dough. Dough contains several enzymes. Bacteria have not yet been identified. On contact with air, these cause the dough to rise and bake, killing the microbes in the process. Produces a small round loaf of bread weighing 250 grams. Taste described as good but chewy. Lemon clams. Thick plastic baggie with plastic tube on the side containing water and 12 clams and packaging in Dutch. Following on-package instructions, plastic tube was cracked like a glow stick. Liquid in the bag flashed to steam, venting from the hole that had popped open in the top of the bag, slightly burning one researcher. Steaming finished after 38 seconds, after which the clams were found to be fully cooked and infused with a mild lemon flavor. On investigation, clams matched no recorded species. Diet Ghost. A can containing an instance of 2107. Packaging was in English. Testing done on this instance provided similar results to what contained instance of SCP-2107. The marks the first time SCP-261 has vended another SCP object. This marks the first time that SCP-261 has vended another SCP object. Unknown. Small mesh bag filled with multicolored pyramids. Packaging unknown language. Pyramid found to be very hard and unpleasant tasting compared to chalk in taste and consistency. Then placed in hot water, pyramid opened to produce strings that quickly dissolve, coloring the water the same shade as the pyramid. The water had no additional taste, but testing revealed sharp increase in mineral carbohydrates and protein content. With several minerals identified at the present time, this content was found to be consistent with recommended daily intake of nutrients for adult humans. Researcher ingesting the water reported stomach cramps 2 hours later, but no other effects. Unknown. Aluminum box with small glass window on the side and a large round button on the top. Packaging in unknown language. Box is seamless and appears to be filled with small round animals covered in fur, each with 3 small paws and 1 single large eye. Pressing the button causes the inside of the box to rapidly become superheated, cooking the small animals alive. Muffled noises and scratching were heard for several seconds during the cooking process. After 1 minute 30 seconds, the front panel opens and gives access to the now cooked animals. Professor Kane volunteered to eat the animals, with no other researchers willing to do so. Taste described as crunchy, very spicy, with a hint of beef. Unknown. Tall, thin aluminum can packaging in an unknown language. Opening the can caused a chemical reaction. Liquid inside of the can. Liquid was apparently not intended for oxygenated atmosphere and detonated violently, causing several injuries and killing 2 researchers. Testing discontinued and the area cleared. Testing area observed to smell like citrus for several days. Doctor redacted conclusion. It was either food or drinks, nothing else. How awful. Let's call this an end. How long is the... Okay, yeah. SCP-261, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. Any access to SCP-261 must be approved by staff level 2 security clearance or higher. Any and all items dispensed by SCP-261 must be recorded along with the amount of money entered and the amount of time elapsed between uses. Currently, SCP-261 may only be used 10 times within a 24-hour period. No transactions exceeding the equivalent of 500 Japanese yen. Testing approved by Site Command is not under these restrictions. Items dispensed by 261 should be reviewed by Site and Health Safety officials before consumption. Failure to do so releases the Foundation from any obligation regarding negative effects. Items deemed dangerous or useful to research will be confiscated by Site security, with financial compensation provided in proportion to the money spent. Description: 261 seems to be a large black vending machine with no front glass panel, small keypad on the right side. SCP-261 was recovered in Yokohama, Japan. SCP-261 was brought to Foundation's attention after investigating an urban legend about a magic vending machine that was circulating on the internet. SCP-261 was found in a back alley behind a large shopping center with a handwritten sign saying "out of order" in Japanese taped to it. SCP-261 has no marks or identification of any kind. No locals remember when or how it came to be in its current location. Internally, SCP-261 appears to be a basic vending machine equipped to vend food and beverage items. After a key was made for the front door and the front door opened, no abnormal materials were found inside, and it was determined that SCP-261 has never actually contained any food or beverage items. This keypad, while connected to the opening, does not activate any dispensing mechanism. When money is placed in SCP-261 and 3-digit numbers enter in the select keypad, 261 will vend a random item. SCP-261 has not accepted any currency other than yen. It is with rejected currency being deposited in the coin return slot. It is unknown how these items appear. However, SCP-261 will not operate when the door is open or when video recordings are placed inside. The number entered on the keypad has no effect other than on the item vended, nor has any pattern been detected. Items are always some form of snack food, typically being bright, attention-grabbing packaging. 261 is capable of operating with no external power supply, but the operation in this state will cause unstable vending to occur more quickly than normal. If 261 is used several times in a short period, and or large amounts of money have been entered before an item is vended, SCP-261 will start to dispense bizarre items. While still food, their suitability for human consumption is often non-existent. No tasks? Okay, I guess I'm done for the day, question mark? So it's 5 minutes to 4 o'clock now, just about ready. Get you coming? Nah. Doesn't suit me. What are you guys talking about? Hi, Carl. We're going to the monthly lecture. Monthly lecture? Each month, Foundation invites someone famous to hold a lecture to share knowledge and insight pertaining to SCP. This month's lecturer is Dr. Trevor. He holds a high reputation within the Foundation. I'll send you the link to the monthly lecture. Amnestics from Entry to Amnesia. SCP-1762 and I, Daniel Trevor. Looks like we get to take control of some unlucky D class again.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
Wait, am I here to be sad?
Out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox. It made him look like a strawberry. To make sure he didn't spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic. And so, in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Mr. Daniel, while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle. I hope you practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
Daniel was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page, and he knew he should listen. And so he practiced the penny whistle.
Guitar Hero, don't fail me now. Oh no. No, Nubs. It's so hard to do that with
Suddenly,
Nubs.
he heard some strange noises in the corner of the attic.
Huh? Who's there?
Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
Oh, I can move now.
It was a mousetrap, and there was a red origami paper dragon inside of it.
No! This SCP.
Daniel carefully removed it. It was marvelous and beautiful. The only problem was part of its wing was damaged. But Daniel found a way to repair it.
How would you repair the wing? Oh, hold on. No. No, that'd be mean. No. Choose items to repair the paper dragon. Don't you just have paper? Bop, bop, bop. Okay, here we go.
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
In the warm afternoon sun, Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
Could it be? Or is this all just a dream?
The next day, with boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains, where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us, they are all inactive.
A scrunched up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
Where did this paper ball come from?
Just as Daniel went to pick it up, the ball suddenly came to life, and it rolled away. Daniel chased after it.
Okay, now I can get it. Just
as he was about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it. before his very eyes, the paper ball began to grow, bigger and bigger. At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared. The red figure quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box. Daniel studied the red figure carefully. It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
I wasn't dreaming. Thank you for saving me.
Daniel was grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away. Just then, Daniel had an idea. He took out his penny whistle and slowly played a tune.
Oh god, not this again. I gotta get a better score than 220. Oh, come on. Hey, 450.
The paper dragon enjoyed the sound very much. It began to move along with the rhythm, flipping up and down in the air. Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends. The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air, communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
My cherished friend, after many long years, we finally meet again. Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me. You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument. But we ought to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works? You're welcome to visit any time.
The piece of paper then changed back into the shape of a paper dragon and flew into the cardboard box. The box closed shut, and a calm silence was restored to the attic. Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips.
Here be dragons.
Over the next few days, the paper dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
That cat's name is Mrs. Carter. Ever since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends. That's Duke, Mrs. Jessica's pet. He doesn't like Rainy Day or Mrs. Carter. Only smoked sausages for his taste. And now, we are friends too. My name is Daniel. What's your name?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny? I'll keep practicing to make it sound better.
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the attic.
Let's play cat.
The fact that the dragon is able to actually catch the ball.
But just as they were in the middle of enjoying themselves, a violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
A stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last time.
At this moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out, followed by several paper balls. Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box. Penny then flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right back into the box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped. Facing a friend's farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost. He moved the box to the center of the attic. Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle, day in and day out. As the days went by, Daniel's playing became smoother. One day, the box suddenly began to move.
Huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons. But they weren't alone. Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
In that small attic, the 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls used new tactics. They clumped together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper dragons as they flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other. Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious. Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and gathered the remainder of its power. The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light and dove straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon. The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls. Trembling, they struggled to escape back into the box. The sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper, and a silence pervaded. Peace and tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
This is one of the saddest SCPs I've ever read, honestly. I always took it as like the death of imagination.
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box. The 2 wounded paper dragons were repaired and began to fly. Like two colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison. The dragons moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard work and practice.
All right. I only missed 4, so I'm gonna count that as a win.
In the sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons. The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room, for it is the last remaining entryway into your world. Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever, and we will never forget our eternal mission of protecting you.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box. Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again. A few days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could now play the penny whistle very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned. Maybe it was time to leave and move on.
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town! All townspeople, please leave your houses immediately and move to safe
Just then, countless paper dragons shot from the cardboard box. However, it seemed like they were under attack, spinning and falling through the air in confusion.
What's happening?
Daniel quickly grabbed the stickers out from his bag and did his best to heal the injured paper dragons.
There we go. Help the dragons. The war must continue to be ended. Save the dragons.
Balls swarmed together and pushed Daniel away, subduing him firmly in the corner. He couldn't move. Suddenly, ominous clouds rose from the box, and a violent lightning flashed through the room. The figure of a giant slowly emerged from the thick clouds, and the entire attic became overwhelmed with its evil aura. The giant unleashed its power maniacally. The paper dragon struggled against it, with no means of fighting back. At this critical moment, two paper dragons shined brilliantly. Together, they heroically crashed their bodies into the giant. Daniel thought the giant had been defeated by the paper dragons, but soon he found that things would probably not be so simple. The giant's figure could still be seen in the thick smoke, looking evil and terrible. The attacks of the paper dragons had had no effect, and the giant had only grown stronger. It fought back with a new ferocity. The paper dragons were simply no match for it.
The earthquake is going stronger still! The greatest disaster this town has seen in over 100 years! My heavens! Will this nightmare ever end?
With the paper dragons now all but defeated, Daniel spotted a frail figure in the distance. It was Penny. It flew gently in front of Daniel and affectionately rubbed its head against his fingers, as if this whole crisis had never happened. Daniel felt like Penny was trying to tell him something, but he didn't quite understand what. Penny then left Daniel and soared into the air with a determination in its wings. Suddenly, the other paper dragons seemed to be summoned. They flew through the air, all together in unison, responding to the call without an ounce of hesitation. At that moment, Penny turned into a great red beam and rushed fast towards the giant. The other dragons followed, shining together like a shooting star. At that moment, Daniel seemed to see a real dragon flying.
No!
The huge explosion from the impact drowned out everything else in the attic. The attic rained down with countless pieces of paper, the leftover scraps of the paper dragons. Daniel wanted to collect all of the pieces. He thought he could still fix them.
Goodbye, my friend.
The nightmare is over. The earthquake has stopped. With God's mercy, our town is safe. We thank you, Lord, for your protection.
A few days later, the art festival was held as scheduled. Daniel attended the show with his penny whistle.
And now, Daniel Trevor will perform a penny whistle solo of a song titled Fly With Me.
And that's how the story ends. Now, you might be wondering, what happened next? Are there still paper dragons in the world? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. But I believe that they are still protecting us somewhere in this world, just like they promised they would, forever, into eternity.
Sorry about the lack of commentary, or the little there was in that section. Here Be Dragons is like my emotional kryptonite when it comes to SCPs. Friends! Dragons! Soar! I love Stuart. Lovely paper dragons, I love them so much. Me too, but what happened to those cute little ones? Awesome, but where are they being contained now? What happened to the cute little ones? SCP-1762 is now being contained Reliquary Research Institute, where Dr. Daniel is the supervising director. The cardboard box has remained silent. How do you know all this, Gent? Thought you didn't attend the monthly lecture. Under direction of Trevor, Gent spent his 2 years researching SCP-1762, so he knows far more than we do. Wow. I told you all of that particular SCP doesn't suit me. Come on, Gent. But really, imagining you tidying up the files and piles of cute little fairy books is kind of adorable. Enough already. I'm getting back to work. But I'm going to stress this point again. That particular SCP does not suit me. I've been in here for an entire month now, and I'm entirely adjusted to the job. Though the contents of my work simply process and archive files, it is work that will never bore me. A few absurd jokes aside, most of the archives are really rather fascinating. I've been having hallucinations lately. I feel like someone's calling me, a voice low and uncertain. They seem to be trying to communicate with me, but I don't understand a single word they say. In fact, I had planned on seeing the doctor, but Zoe told me it was the typical rookie syndrome, which would clear up in a few days. Certainly hoping that's the case. What do we deal with today? Site 17. Incident involving SCP-953 nearly broke out of containment after a assigned drone unexpectedly malfunctioned and jammed the door, leaving a slight gap open. Unfortunately, the efforts were thwarted by an American foxhound designated Mr. Kibbles. Attracted by a pallet that was being brought in and pouncing right into SCP-953, Mr. Kibbles will be receiving an award ceremony later at 2100. Good job, Mr. Kibbles! Site scientists developed an energetic drug that allows you to work without sleeping. It's said to allow you to stay up all night without losing efficiency. Behavior may become slightly wired as a side effect, but within acceptable levels at present, O5 is considering making this drug readily available at every site. Head Chief of Site 86 has changed as per a written opinion of Chief Redacted. The pizza made by the new head chef... Oh, head chef. Wait. Hold on. The head... Okay, sorry. The head chef of Site 86 has been changed as per opinion of Chief Redacted. The pizza made by the new chef is particularly exquisite. Apparently, the flavor changes to match the person eating it. Odd. Wait. Site 86. Isn't that, the site containing the never-ending pizza box? Provisional Site 72 reports that recent uptick in geological activity is not any way related to 4997. However, Acting Site Director would like to remind everyone that they are still accepting reasonable proportions proposals regarding the means of neutralization. That kill it with fire is not a reasonable proposal. New data has been released connected to Incident 035-A, caused by SCP-035, currently contained at Site 108. Personnel with clearance of Level 4 or above may access the data by submitting the appropriate application undergoing a Level 2 psychiatric exam. New exploration device has been developed at Site 56, usable even in locations where detection may be difficult. It is expected to enable communication within the field, currently undergoing testing. If no problems are found, it will be distributed in the exploration department. And then am I back? Buildings within Site 56. Yep, that's it for the sites. Yorkshire, England. Antique glass perfume bottle. Level 3 researcher. Victorian era England. 2 to 8 hours. SCP-300. SCP-300. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-300 is stored in a locked, climate-controlled container in site redacted. Experimentation on SCP-300 may be performed with prior written permission from at least one Level 3 senior researcher, and any observations made must be recorded for later analysis. Description: SCP-300 consists of an antique glass perfume bottle. SCP-300-1 containing approximately 2.4 cc's of an unidentified colorless liquid. SCP-300-2. When a single drop of SCP-300-2 is extracted from SCP-300-1 and the drop viewed through a standard optical microscope, an animated scene becomes visible. While no two drops have shown precisely the same scene, these scenes generally take the form of a pastoral or woodland scenes consistent with Victorian-era England. So far, attempting to analyze the same chemical components of SCP-300-2 have inexplicably failed, with spectrometers reporting widely variants of false data, thus making attempts of replicating it impossible. 300-2 is also invariably evaporates within 2 to 8 hours of being drawn outside of SCP-300-1. Despite all of attempts of stabilizing the substance or controlling the laboratory conditions, SCP-300 was first documented along with Redacted after being recovered from an attic of a row home in Redacted, UK on Redacted 1863 following a raid by agents of the Royal Society for the Security, Containment, and Protection of Anomalous Artifacts. SCP-300 was transferred to the SCP Foundation possession on Redacted 19 Redacted. Submit. Let's see. Upgrade to Keter. Addendum: AXA security level personnel should use document 90B, document 90A, Dr. Redacted, experiment notes. Experiment 0012. Observation is going well. Managed to develop a system to record and analyze shifts in the cube almost as quickly as they occur. No correlation between shifts in any events so far. Event experiment 0048 observed 6-segment alignment today on first side was noted to pass without incident. 2 hours later, a research incident returned from break room with news that tsunami had occurred in the Indian Ocean, caused hundreds of thousands of deaths. An extensive property damage. No correlation is currently known. We will make note of it. Experiment 0150. After our 128th alignment on the fourth side of the cube and 120th accident report in the lab, we are designating the fourth side as local. Will implement safety measures tomorrow. Staff are discouraged from making any bets regarding the outcome of alignments. Experiment 0172. 0172. Experiment 0172, 6-segment alignment was recorded in the morning, local side as a safety precaution. Site Redacted was evacuated. 2 hours later, a containment breach occurred, but resulted in no loss due to the evacuation. Object determined to predict events, not cause them. First side was designated the global. Upgrades to Euclid status requested. 0240, we stepped up our experiments today, attempting to modify the cube itself. When D-class personnel Redacted attempted to make a shift in SCP-090, immediately created a 10-segment alignment of its own accord near the top left corner of the local side. Exactly 2 hours later, SCP Redacted broke containment, data expunged. Agent Redacted and Redacted were also lost during the incident. Recommended force shift testing 090 postponed. Upgrade to Keter status approved by as SCP-090 is obviously capable of causing events on its own accord. Object may be sentient. Experiment conclusion 01931. The combination of different alignment patterns on its body caused disastrous effects of differing scales. It is presumed that full completion of the item would result in catastrophe of an unprecedented scale. SCP-090 appears to possess the ability to actively change the alignment patterns in order to cause destruction. SCP-090, Object Class Keter, Special Containment Procedures. Artifact is to be held in a secure bunker in the facility at site, redacted, and constantly monitored by approved D-Class personnel. The object's new arrangement is to be imaged every time it shifts. New arrangements are fed into the facility's Class OT supercomputer. Division Chief is to be notified of all changes and current estimates every half hour. No personnel shall touch 090 except for under order. Redacted. AXA security level has been created for monitoring SCP-090. Non-AXA personnel found in the facility will be terminated. Description: 090 was located and retrieved and redacted. On April 10th, 19 redacted. Prior to retrieval, SCP-090 had been located in a chamber at a nearby cathedral. SCP-090 was then removed from the cathedral, and the cathedral was burned. The 6 monks and the priest were terminated. SCP-090 has been located at site, redacted since the retrieval. Object's initial location prior to the cathedral was unrecorded. SCP-090 is a black cubic structure, 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, made of an unknown ceramic material. Object is classified as indestructible following tests outlined and documented in 090-B, unattached. Each side is divided into 10,000 individual squares in arrangement similar to a Rubik's Cube, 100 segments per edge, each segment 2 millimeters wide. Each square has a part of a design etched into the surface. Etchings glow white. An unknown internal structure causes the realignment of a single row or column roughly every 2.8 seconds. Vague records of the object's alignments have been kept since 1242 CE, but those kept before 1533 CE have been lost. Modern technology has allowed the exact alignments to be imaged and recorded as well as studied. Segments are divided by a thin white line unless they are aligned correctly with the square directly adjacent to them. There are 22 correct alignments on the object's surface. Currently see 25 090 090 04D unattached for the complete correct alignment. D02301-024016-024015 is currently the only alignment of the 3 adjacent segments on the surface of SCP-090. B-1010-000-23-10024-0980024 and C0403077-042076-042075 are the 4-segment alignments. There is also 6-segment alignments. See document 090-B for research notes involving the alignment effects. Full item completion has been hypothesized to cause an unparalleled disaster to occur. Appendix. AXA level personnel should see document 090-B, document 090-A, Dr. Redacted, experiment notes. Experiment 0012, observation is going well, managed to develop a system to record and analyze the shifts in the cube almost as quickly as they occur. No correlation in the shifts in any world events found yet. 0048, observed 6 alignment today. First side, not noticed, passed without incidents. 2 hours later, assistant returned from the break room with news that a tsunami had occurred in the Indian Ocean and caused hundreds and thousands of deaths. Extensive property damage, no correlation is currently known. We'll make a note of it. 0150, after 120th alignment on the fourth side of the cube, 120th accident report. The lab, we are designating the fourth side as local. We will implement safety measures tomorrow. Staff are discouraged from making bets on regarding the outcomes of the alignments. Experiment 0172, 6 cm alignment, recorded in the morning. Local side, safety precaution, site redacted, was evacuated. 2 hours later, a containment breach occurred, but resulted in no loss of life due to the evacuation. Object determined to predict events, not cause them. First side designated the global side, upgraded Euclid status requested. Experiment 0240, we stepped up our experiments today by attempting to modify the cube itself when D-class personnel, redacted, attempted to make a shift in SCP-090, immediately created a 10-segment alignment of its own accord near the top left corner of the local side. Exactly 2 hours later, SCP redacted, broke containment, data expunged. Agents redacted and redacted were also lost during the incident. Recommend forced shift testing 090 postponed. Upgrade to Keter status approved, as SCP-90 is obviously capable of causing events on its own accord. Object may be sentient. Submit. And a memetic hazard. Extension, understanding memetics. Memetics are a type of information particle containing supernatural abilities. In most circumstances, the medium that spreads through the meme does not contain any supernatural ability. The meme itself is the sole carrier of supernatural ability. If, for example, the meme is written within a book, then it does not mean that the book itself is a supernatural phenomenon. Only the meme within it contains supernatural elements. Memes do not have any direct physical influence on humanity, but all humans exposed to and having perceived a memetic SCP are at risk for being influenced by it. To be sure, memetic SCPs do not emanate any detectable forms of memetic rays or auras. Any abnormal phenomenon will take place once a human perceives it. And ensure memetic SCPs must first be understood before they can produce an anomalous phenomenon. Incident report 898-14 on September 22nd, 1994. The first complete draft of SCP-898 was administered to 30 D-class subjects who were locked into secure chamber number 34 on Site 12. A loudspeaker installed in the room began to play a recording of SCP-444 after all subjects were safely locked behind the soundproof doors. 12 subjects attempted to break down the doors, presumably in order to escape. 10 fled to the corners of the room and huddled in them, covering their ears, and 8 rushed to the speakers, attempted to tear it out of the wall. After some minutes, the latter subjects were successful, but they continued to show signs of extreme agitation after the recording was silenced. The subjects began to attack each other approximately 8 minutes later. When the doors were unsealed, the security teams entered 30 minutes after. Majority of the test subjects were either dead or in critical condition. Survivors had to be neutralized. Incident Report 898-15. On October 1st, 1994, the second complete draft, modifications are detailed in data expunged, of the SCP-8-8 was administered to 30 D-class subjects who were locked in a secure chamber of 34 at Site 12, so they used the same security chamber. Once again, the loudspeaker was installed in the room, played recording of SCP-444. After all subjects were safely locked behind the soundproof doors, the subjects displayed very similar behaviors described in Incident Report 898-14 initially, but their agitation appeared to cease after Dr. Dahl, the technician overseeing the experiment, shut off the recording himself. Unaware that the microphone in his observation booth was turned on, he said aloud, "Well, it looks like counter meme worked right this time." Some of the D-class subjects who were near the loudspeaker apparently heard this, as they began to show signs of agitation and proceeded to fight amongst themselves to run from each other, starting a riot eventually encompassed all of the subjects. Security teams had to neutralize several of the subjects, but the remaining ones surrendered. Excerpt from interview Dr. Grenko, since the mimetic composition by definition involves the inspiration of an idea in the target's minds, most obvious defense mechanism was any other inspiration, preferably one that would create a more powerful compulsion to override the first meme. As near as we could tell, the problem was the counter meme treating itself as an invading meme. If a person infected with SCP-898 became constantly aware that they are infected with 898, 898 would activate. We call this an auto-activation. The first complete 898 treatment also had an unfortunate side effect of looping 898. 898 would automatically detect itself once it had been activated and would keep activating over and over again. Although we were able to work out the looping problem in most cases, we could not prevent the loop in the case of the auto activation. And we never found a solution to auto activation. The best we could do was work around with amnestics and try to make sure that the knowledge of SCP-898 wasn't generally known to the Foundation personnel. SCP-898 test log 4/3/1992. Subject D44589, infected with SCP-898 strain 3, and D44590, not infected. Test. The first subject was locked in a soundproof room, provided with written sample of 444, and asked to copy it onto another blank piece of paper. When that task was completed, the second subject would enter the room. The first subject would verbally describe what he had written to the subject. Results. D44589 initially appeared to be an unstable copy of text. Until he resorted to tracing over it, he was unable to describe what he had written to D44590, and finally resorted to showing 44590 what he had copied. D44590 was isolated along with D44589, while D44590 began to show symptoms of SCP-444's infection. D44589 did not, and eventually became unable to communicate with each other. Subject infected with SCP-898 strain 4. Subject not infected. Successfully copied the text and read it aloud to D44592. D4491 isolated along with 92. While 92 began reading symptoms of 444, SCP-444 infection, D91 did not, but they were still able to have some limited communication. Excerpts from interview with Dr. Renko. Our early attempts to make counter-meme toyed with the idea of compelling the infected subject to blind or apathetic towards incoming memes. But those had even more serious drawbacks. The berserker serum. In the worst cases, subjects would become effectively blind and deaf, unable to see or hear or read any language. Since anything else would be powerful mental associations in the best cases, subjects would still be affected with carriers of any meme absorbed, even if they were not personally affected by it. In short, we've failed. Looking back on the last 3 years, it seems to me that all we've really done is figure out how to induce a lot of different mental disorders. 05-redacted. I see, and you think that this is reason enough to abandon the project? Yes, maybe so. If not forever, but it's clear to me now that we just don't have the knowledge base to develop very effective memes on our own. Maybe in a few decades, when our knowledge of memetics and neurology are a bit more developed, we can pick up again. But for now, I don't think there's anything else constructive we can do. In addition, given the current circumstances of the project safety assessment, we will have to reclassify it from Euclid to safe class. Okay. SCP-898, classification safe, special containment procedures, information pertaining to creation and application of SCP-898 are restricted. Foundation personnel with level 3 clearance or higher. Experimentation with 898 may only be conducted with approval from a majority of Overseer Council. Description: 898 is a memetic disorder specifically created by the Foundation researchers for the purpose of serving as a defense mechanism against other memetic or mind-affecting attacks. Its development was undertaken as a part of Operation Azure Skies in 1992. The objective of Azure Skies was to design and employ a variety of devices to protect the Foundation personnel in the field from supernatural threats that conventional technologies were not sufficient to guard against. SCP-898 specifically was created over the course of 3 years to study an experiment, taking information from analysis they have already known of memetics SCPs to drive a Gestalt research and development program. The SCP-898 project was overseen by Dr. Granko during its research run until its official cancellation, December 22nd, 1995. In conclusion, Dr. Granko and his subordinates reached what was that since any memetic compulsion by definition involves inspiration of an idea in the target's mind, most obvious defense mechanism is another type of inspiration, preferably one that would create more powerful compulsion and override the first meme. To that end, Grenko proposed a simple biological motive catalyst might be the solution, according to the theory developed when a subject's mind that had already been infected by SCP-898 detected a potential memetic invasion. 898 would automatically stimulate the subject's sympathetic ganglion to flood the subject's systems with adrenaline and provoke a fight or flight response. The subject would then dismiss the invading meme in process of either initiating an attack or in fleeing from the meme's effective range. The method for detecting the invading meme revolved around tracking sudden changes in subject's limbic system. A common trend Grinko and his team had observed among the memetic viruses known to the Foundation was nearly all of them stimulated an unusually high amount of activity in the orbital frontal cortex. And so 898 was designed to activate in response to the stimulation, or if the subject became consciously aware of a memetic attack, which would frequently start off the orbital frontal cortex activity as well. In order to ensure that SCP-898 will provide adequate protection against all types of memes, Grenko opted to form a core of his counter meme around all 5 senses. SCP-898, at its completion, would include auditory, visual, olfactory, tactile, and taste-based elements. Addendum 1/17/1995. After the inception is completed, a Class A amnestic must be administered in order to prevent looping auto-activation and related phenomenon. See Incident Report 898-14 through 898-20, Dr. Grenko. Refer to document data expunged for more details. Submit. Carl. Here, Director Hour. There is a temporary archive that needs to be sorted. The others are in the field, so you have to take over. Temporary archive. Am I qualified enough? This mission is an emergency, Carl. It is beyond your current level. But your recent performance has proven you have the ability to accomplish it. You can count on me, boss. Remember, stay sane and always in awe. Alright, go get to it then. Roger. Do you want to read further? Early containment of 239. What was 239?
D6744, please provide your identification code according to the mission letter. 4 and 20 blackbirds.
Tell me, Doc, when was the last time this rag on my head was washed?
D6744, according to the 7th edition of the Security Regulation Amendment, you must first provide your identification code. Otherwise, you will be executed.
Alright. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. You're a real fan of these formalities. Everything's got to be right by the book with you. Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
I could actually see through a little bit through the holes in the bag.
Mike Donald, consciousness intrusion expert, former leader of MTF UP2, codename Spider. Now, level D personnel, number 6744.
Enough with these damn formalities. Just what the hell you want me to do?
D6744, do you know about the Witch Plan?
I've heard the name, that's all.
The plan is under the direct command of O5. Every last detail of the plan is protected by the strictest confidential terms.
So what?
D6744, what you're about to witness is top secret information of the Foundation.
Whoa!
The hell is going on?
A few hours ago, something went wrong with the Witch Plan experiment. The energy of the human anomaly, SCP-239, is out of control and has begun diffusing outward, disintegrating everything it touches.
You guys seriously never cease to amaze me.
And you want me to walk into it?
SCP-239 is now a ticking time bomb. She could go off at any moment. D6744, I need you to enter the consciousness of SCP-239 to stop this bomb from exploding.
The neural key is fully charged and ready to
Hold
enter
on,
the
hold on,
target
wait, I'm not
consciousness
following you.
phase.
Begin the program.
Consciousness
What's
begins to
happening?
link. Start
D6744,
5,
we don't have much time left.
3, 2, concise.
Oh, this is weird. And kind of disturbing. I don't like she's humming in my ear. I've got double vision. Oh.
D6744, can you hear me?
Son of a bitch! Fuck you!
The situation is urgent. If you were still the way you used to be, you would have done the same.
Hello there?
Hungry.
Hey, wait!
D6744, what did you see?
A little girl, but she ran away when she saw me.
That little girl is SCP-239. What else have you discovered?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Help me.
The girl's consciousness is severely damaged.
Whoa.
That probably explains her total loss of energy control.
Then how should we proceed?
guess we move on.
I'll have to enter her preconscious. If there's a solution to this, it's gonna be in there.
Good. D6744, you really are the right person for this mission. D6744, I must remind you, SCP-239 is no ordinary girl. She is uniquely dangerous. Do not forget.
Yeah, I got it. I'm dangerous too, don't forget.
Whoa. I'm getting like very Frankenstein vibes.
Close pain lust. Ladybug, time clock. Summer, bird. Movie, snake, cry. Turkey, eagle.
Package to Valley Lane.
Eternal blood. Science. Zeus.
SCP.
Brainstorm.
Overhaul.
Whisper,
State testing.
Butterfly. Garden. Activate. Wings. Fan. Passion. French. Resin. Rora. Red. Sleep. Stone. Green. Touch. Move. Anxiety. Close. Pain. Lust. Zeus. Rainstorm. Whisper. Butterfly. Garden. Activate. Wings. Fan. Passion. French. Resin. Rora.
I have a feeling that's a code. Crap.
Holy mother of...
Yeah. I don't need to know to run. I'm way ahead of you on that one. Left. Crap. An attack by an unknown source, it's wise to run. Yeah, no duh. It's just I picked the wrong thing, because I guess I'm supposed to chase the fire exits. Okay. So knowing what I know now, I just know I need to chase the fire exits. Fire exit left. Oh crap. Ran out of sprint. Fire exit on the right. Fire exit left. Fire exit straight ahead. Whoa. Well, I'm safe in here. SCP-239. Reset the puzzle. Link all fragments in the correct order. There we go.
I'm Dr. Pierce. We are now conducting ability control test number 125 of SCP-239. Okay, let us begin. First, set voltage strength to 30 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Move the target object to the designated location.
Ability control test number 125 has failed.
The voltage intensity must be insufficient. I'll need a new test site, along with new equipment that can handle a greater voltage load.
It's no wonder she's about to explode now. Her memories are full of nothing but you guys torturing her to try to get her to complete tests. Wind it again. Go for the next memory.
Bird's Nest calling D6744. Do you copy?
Copy.
The energy of SCP-239 is still diffusing outward. What's your situation?
Situation's more complicated than I thought. I'm gonna need more time.
Be quick about it.
I got it. Quit rushing me.
Now it's just a broken mirror. Oh, but you can see the test room in it. I'm assuming I'm gonna need this. Whoa.
Heard what?
O5 is displeased with the slow progress of Dr. Pierce's experiments. They've appointed a new director to take over the project.
You sure it's not just a rumor? Today's morning session was chaired by Dr. Pierce.
It's true. Trust me. If I'm being honest, I don't really like Dr. Pierce. Something about him, you know, just gives me the
Archives.
He's coming. Stop.
Very meaty bunch of wires. Reception desk. Anything behind the reception desk? No. Wait. Sean Pierce. Dr. Violet Tao 2, senior researcher, will visit your office at 9:50 today. Reason, personnel transfer. Please be advised. Oh, another one of these. Reset the parts. Whoa, it's a lot more parts. Didn't mean to do that. God, I keep accidentally doing that. There we go.
How are the preparations for the experiment coming along?
Equipment's been checked. Everything is ready.
Good. Anything to be aware of?
Sam went to the counseling room after yesterday's experiment.
Give him an injection of amnestic agent, and let Arthur take his place.
Requires employee card. Sean Pierce. Photo. Okay, so this is above that test chamber. Say that I'm displeased with the experiment results would be a gross understatement. Each day we seem to step on a crucial point of success, only to never cross the line. It's a never-ending cycle of anger, frustration, exasperation, and excitement. 1,000 mixed emotions swirl within me, to the point where I can no longer distinguish one from the other. But to give up now is not an option. I know that much. The successful conclusion of the experiment must be seen through to the end. With failure comes experience, and I know where the main problem lies. The maximum safe voltage permitted by the Foundation is still too low. We'll need to find another way to increase the limit. Resistance agents free will resist assured nothing will stand up to the power of extreme voltage. Whoa, he was a monster. There's only so much voltage you can put on a person before they keel over. Let's see, what can I do here? Additional stimulation, 300 of 150 kilovolts. Fail, fail, fail. Auditory, 30 to 150 kilovolts. Fail, fail, fail. Visual, 150 to 250 kilovolts. Fail, fail, fail. Auditory, 150 to 250 kilovolts. Fail, fail, succeed. Okay, now what? know there's got to be something else to do in this room. Because I know if I can't go through that door because it's blocked. Wait a minute. Here we go. Switch on.
Try again. Set voltage strength to 250 kilovolts.
Dr. Pierce, the heart rate of SCP-239 has now exceeded 160. Her physiological indicators are quickly approaching their limit. Perhaps we should consider pausing for a while.
Continue. Pressurize. Set to 250 kilovolts. Go. Now. SCP-239. Pay close attention to my instructions. Crush that car in front of you.
Jesus Christ, he was pushing it that hard? To see the extent of her power?
What's the meaning of this?
It's supposed to be secure, contain, protect, not secure, contain, experiment.
I'm Sean. What's it been? 7 years?
I've got no time to play catch-up with you. Not a great first impression you're leaving either. Barging into my lab and interfering with my experiments. According to Foundation security regulations, I could have you detained, you know.
Still the same old temper. You haven't changed one bit, Sean. Well, if you want to talk business, then let's talk business. You should have a look at this first.
This is... No.
This is O5's mandate. Effective immediately. Which plan and all SCP-239 experiments will be led by me.
No, No! This is a mistake! It's not possible!
Don't take it personal, Sean. The simple fact is that the development of SCP-239 is moving too slow. They want a more ambitious approach. A new process, if you will.
A new process? What new process? Just what do you know about process? Please, Violet, enlighten me.
Sean, let us end our bickering with this. Victory comes to those who fight, and to those who last.
Administration Department of Site 17 SCP Foundation. The O5 Council of the Foundation has entrusted Dr. Violet Tautu as the new principal investigator of SCP-239 project, replacing Dr. Sean Pierce. The authority of this position shall include the transfer of personnel within the project, the information of the project development method, the signing of documents, and handling the matters pertaining to the research activities. Authorization shall be recognized effective immediately. O5-redacted. And then we have this over here. God, this is painful to look at.
Bird's Nest, do you copy?
Copy, loud and clear.
Just what exactly is Witch Plan?
That's not your concern. Focus on the mission at hand. Stop the spread of energy diffusion released by SCP-239, and do it quick.
Yeah, sure.
2 more. Immediately resetting parts. Hey.
Tattoo. The storybooks and toys we ordered have arrived at C3 warehouse.
Good. How's the containment room remodeling coming along?
The bed and daily necessities are all in place. The demolition of the ARB potential development plan will be completed next.
Good and good. Now, how about the formal meeting with our little princess?
Violet's employee card. Free your child's true potential. Martin Rawson. The Baby Book. Everything you need to know about your baby from birth to age 2. William Sears. Between Parent and Child. Best-selling classic revolutionized parent. Child communication. Fig Trees. Dear Zoo. And Time for Bed. Or Time for Bed Fred. So she was treating her like her child instead. Our highest endeavor to develop free human beings who are able of themselves to impart purpose and direction in their lives. Rudolf Steiner. Understanding your child's inner turmoil provides an emotional mirror that helps them understand themselves by allowing them to feel recognized, to feel their views and ideas are valued, to build up their self-esteem. Once a child feels that their personal worth has been recognized, they will be much more capable and resilient when dealing with people and events in their lives. The motto we must hold in our hearts is, I will seek to understand, I will show my understanding, I will not criticize or condemn. Once a child identifies the values the parent embodies, the child will develop and acquire personal standards of self-regulation within their own selves. Interesting. On the bright side, I kind of like her methods more than I like the other researchers. Remodeling plan. Interesting. Wait. No, can't interact with the projector. It was just a trick of the light. So now I should be able to go down here. Back here. Humanoid sector.
Hello there. Hold on a second. I'm not gonna hurt you. God damn it.
Hello there, child. Are you having nightmares?
Monsters. Monsters. Scared. Scared.
When you feel scared, just close your eyes. Imagine something beautiful, and those terrible things will disappear.
Who are you?
My name is Violet Tattoo. You can just call me Violet. I will take care of you from now on. No one will hurt you ever again. Alright, that's it for today's bedtime story.
Bye.
We'll have a little test tomorrow. You need your rest.
Afraid. Sleep. Nightmares.
SCP-239, are you afraid of having nightmares again?
Yes. Afraid.
Just remember what I told you. When you feel scared, just close your eyes. Imagine your little friends in the stories all running out of their books to come play with you. Then you won't be afraid. Get some sleep now. Remember to imagine those beautiful images.
Close eyes. Imagine. Imagine. Beautiful images. Long time ago, there was a robin. It wanted a home of its own. But what should a home look like? It decided to ask other animals.
So she's the witch child, the lady able to, the little girl able to basically make anything come to life, I think. Select the portrait to be adjusted. Here we go. There we go.
The robin needs an elephant. The system house should have very strong floors. Strong enough to support my weight. The robin shakes his head. The cheetah stops its hunting. It pulls back and whispers, "There should be beautiful spotted curtains to block out the harsh sun." The robin shakes its head again. The giraffe speak from way up high. The house should have a high roof, and plates should hang from the ceiling. The robin flaps its wings and flies away. The hippos let out a loud yawn. House should be built in a pool, so we can bathe anytime and sleep anytime. The robin shakes off the water droplets and flies away.
Oh, it's Flappy Bird. I gotta hand it to the game developers, like, this has some really, really good storytelling when it comes to portraying the SCPs. Like, way better storytelling than I was expecting from an SCP game.
The robin flies to a small hill where the lion's family lives. The lion says, "My home is vast and boundless, and the whole prairie is my home." The robin shakes its head and flies away. It flies and flies, and finally it lands on the back of a rhinoceros. The rhinoceros says, "Everyone travels with all sorts of strange questions inside, but after traveling far and long enough, the answer that everyone finds is that the truth is not far, for it lays within our very hearts. Robin, what kind of home do you want?" The robin says, "The home I want is..."
SCP-239, what are you doing? What's going on here? What's happening? SCP-239, we have to work and rest according to plan.
But
Alex, clear up the mess.
At once, Director.
SCP-239, this is all for your own good. You must be obedient and complete tomorrow's test. After that, I'll give you a gift.
A gift?
All right. Back to sleep now, SCP-239.
Interesting. I prefer her treatment to this SCP than the previous director, but I seriously don't think she's any better from her intent.
More quickly than anticipated. The commissioning of the experimental site must be completed at once. The formal presentation is next week.
I'll see to it, Director. What shall we do with these creations of SCP-239?
Destroy them.
Yeah. Eesh. Not a good call.
A gift for me. Happy.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
There? D6744 calling Bird's Nest. D6744 calling Bird's Nest. What the hell are these guys up to?
Yeah, no, she was a wolf in sheep's clothing. She was acting maternal, but also, like, behind closed doors, doing director shit.
Director Tattoo. The experimental site has been fully prepared. The report may begin at any time.
Excellent. If today's experiment goes smoothly, I will have full control over which plan. Go, check again to be sure that everything is in place. There can be no omissions.
At once, Director.
Violet, hey! Violet! Violet! I've got to have a word with you. Just one quick moment.
Dr. Pierce, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. We'll be presenting Witch Plan's progress to the O5 Council shortly.
Right, yes, that's just it. Listen, SCP-239's abilities are greater than you could ever imagine. She is infinitely more powerful now than when she was born. Your experimental procedures lack the proper controls. Any mistake, no matter how minuscule, could have irreversible consequences.
Dr. Pierce, let us not forget that it was your previous missteps that caused us to miss the ideal incubation period for SCP-239. If we don't cultivate her using my method, the window of opportunity will be closed for good.
But listen, if you go about it using your method, you will repeat the accident that happened 7 years ago. You do remember, don't you? Heisenberg, Freeman, Claire?
Enough, Sean. Don't you dare bring up their names. Sean, the progress of civilization has always come with sacrifices. You don't get one without the other. To have the chance to harness the abilities of SCP-239, no price is too great.
Violet, you are playing with fire.
Dr. Pierce, it's time. I suggest you go to the first floor to get front row seats to civilization's next leap of progress.
Violet! Listen to me! Violet!
Before I move forward, because I see all these corridors over here, I'm gonna check around to see if there's any notation, because I'm missing some documentation. I'm missing 4 pieces of document, and I don't know if I missed it while going through the previous parts of this level, or if they'll be found later on, because we still got 2 more doors to go through, and there's one thing. Test objective time, result, pass, convert pure water into wine, glass 4 inches, I guess. Passed. Resurrection, birds have been dead for more than 12 hours, 54, passed. Create a fig tree, undone. Turn a living thing into molecules, unsure. Interesting. For a long time now, treating SCPs have been emergent. Whoa!
And this is the meteor test part 1. SCP-239. Do you remember our friend here? The little robin with the pretty feathers? Can you make it come out and play with us?
Okay.
Good, SCP-239. Very well done. Alright, let's continue with part 2. Now we need to give the robin a home.
A home?
Yes, a home. Just like in the storybook. The Robin needs a tree to call home. So let's give him a big tree.
Robin, home. Not the tree.
SCP-239, you just need to listen and follow my orders. Come on now. Let's give our good friend the Robin a big tree.
Home. Not tree.
SCP-239, I need you to follow orders and make a tree. SCP-239, if you don't follow orders, there will be no more nice things for you. No toys, no storybooks, no pretty decorations. Back to that cold, ugly room. You don't want that, do you?
No. No.
Then make the goddamn tree for me. Everyone, no need to panic. This is all standard. SCP-239 will have a slight effect on the current when using her abilities. It's perfectly normal. Very well done, SCP-239. Good. Perfect. As you can well see, under my guidance, SCP-239's abilities grow more and more powerful each day. Over time, we will expand the experimental content, and we will see even more advancements. SCP-239, you can stop now. That's enough. Stop it, SCP-239. That's an order. Stop now. God damn it! Why won't it open? John? John! John! The backup door outside! Help me open it! Come on, quick!
Yeah, she did not share positive intent.
Stop it, SCP-239. That's an order. Stop now. God damn it! Why won't it open? Sean? Sean! Sean! The backup door outside! Help me open it! Come on, quick!
Violet, I told you you were playing with fire.
Cut the bullshit and let me out! She's lost her mind! What are you doing? Open it! Open the damn thing!
No. No, Violet. I can't.
What? What do you mean?
SCP-239 is out of control. Why would I open the gate?
What the fuck are you saying? Open it!
You're right, Violet. Victory comes to those who fight, and to those who last.
You're talking crazy, Sean! This is not that! Open the fucking thing!
An accident of this magnitude! It's just what I need to prove myself.
Sean! Sean, don't think like that! We can work together! We'll do it your way! Your rules, your method! Whatever you want! We'll do... I know! I'll quit! I'll resign! Which plan is all yours?
I will use these learnings to improve the plan and equipment. I've never been so certain of success.
No, Sean. Let's not think like that. Let's talk things through.
You have proven invaluable, Violet. You will not die in vain.
No, Sean, no. No, you fuck. You fucking Sean. I quit. Sean, you should...
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Alright, one more to go.
D6744. The energy output is getting out of hand. How much longer?
So this is the witch plan, huh? Are we anything more than tools to you?
It's not about that. This is about saving the world. Either you fix this, or we're all screwed.
That's what I'm doing.
Then move your ass and do it already.
Yeah, suck my nuts. Quitting the Foundation was the best damn decision of my life.
Yeah, you know what? Suck my nuts. You're gonna love my nuts. Whoa. You're gonna love my nuts. I guarantee it. Hey.
I now present to you the ARB Potential Development Device 2.0. This device is capable of not only better stimulating the potential of abnormal objects, but can also automatically turn on the respective electric field control, so long as the abnormal objects exceed the preset amplitude. This will ensure that the experiment is foolproof, with zero chance of runaway. The tragedy of Director Tau 2 cannot be repeated. We must learn from our mistakes. We must not forget the enormous power of SCP-239. And we must treat security as a top priority. Otherwise, all of this will be for nothing. Do not forget the credence we live by. Secure, contain, protect. This we must uphold at every turn.
So that's the diagram I had been seeing this entire time. Which, the chairs thing seriously doesn't help his case. ARB Potential Development Plan. Activation, simulation of high pulse voltage. Oh, it's a simulation of high pulse voltage. Direction, interfere of auditory guidance, controllable, inhibit free will. According to the experimental records from the early stages of the ARB project, it has been confirmed that the reality distortion abilities of 239 are proportionate to the pulse voltage when stimulated by certain words. Application for use, ARB-2, pulse alternating voltage room. Ultra-high pulse voltage generates 600,000 volts to 950 volts. Jesus Christ. Can highly promote the advancement of project's expected period 3 months. That's fucking nuts. Experiment director's deceased. Amelia Joe, employee, experiment deceased. Experiment deceased. Loss of SCP-239's abilities caused direct accident according to the investigation. Prior to the accident, telekill headgear devices were installed around the experimental subject. 239, Director Tau 2 did not initiate any contingency plans at the time of accident. Investigation team holds that there were design defects in the control variables surrounding the Demeter plan. Because the director, Violet Tau 2, could not effectively quantify the project's controls, she assumes primary responsibility for the cause of the accident. After deliberation, O5 Council decided to reinstate Dr. Sean Pierce as principal investigator. The ARB plan has been approved. They approved that plan. Agree. 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 Abstain. So, fuck. 3 agrees, 1 abstain? That's ridiculous.
Hi, hello. It's okay. I just want to talk.
No. Stay away.
What happened? It's not your fault.
Away.
Oh, shit.
You will all die. Die. You will all die.
They made a massive power generator just to shock her into doing things. It's ridiculous.
I am Dr. Sean Pierce. December 25th, 2005. 16:30 hours. This is the first experiment of ARP Plan 2.0. SCP-239. We will repeat the previous tests first.
Experiment 1. Strength test. Pass rate of 95%.
Voltage strength 600 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Crush the car in front of you.
Anxiety, blues, pain, lost. Zoos, brainstorm, whisper. Activated. Wings, firmly. Present. Aurora, ladybug, tiger.
This is one of those SCPs that, like, they went to great lengths just to overuse it.
Test completed. Pass.
Good. Go on.
Experiment 2. Control test. Pass rate of 87%.
Voltage strength 700 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Put the fragments on the ground back together.
Test completed. Pass.
Good. We'll now begin the new test.
Experiment 3. Creation test. Pass rate indeterminate.
Voltage strength 800 kilovolts. Power on. SCP-239. Reassemble this junk into a truck. A real, operational truck. Not some fancy replica. Very well done. Amazing. Fun. I know where the problem is. Do I need to shock you again?
Jesus.
Amazing. Fun. Voltage strength to 950 kilovolts.
Dr. Pierce, our equipment can't handle that much current.
Damn it. I'm the one who's in charge of this experiment. 950 kilovolts. Now! Power on!
Afraid. Blue's eyes. Imagine. Beautiful. Images.
What the hell is this? Damn it! Stop trying to play violent tricks on me! I know how to deal with your useless imagination. Increase the voltage strength to 1,000 kilovolts.
Jesus Christ.
The current has breached the security threshold. If left to overload, the device could explode at any moment.
You're a madman! Insane!
This is for victory! Do not fail me!
Explains what those monsters are. Keep running, keep running, keep running. That's the hope.
D6744. Nicely done.
Hold on.
The outflow of energy of SCP-239 has subsided and is now beginning to dissipate. We have regained control.
Just hold on.
Again, a job well done. The synapse is now ready to be disconnected.
Can you just hold the fuck on and listen for a damn change?
What's the matter?
The problem hasn't yet been solved. She's still lost deep in her mental anguish.
That's not our concern. The crisis has been averted. Innumerable lives have been saved. Your mission is complete.
My mission's not complete until she is stable.
Compassion in times of desperation leads only to the destruction of yourself.
3 minutes. You owe me that much. For all this, you owe me. I can enter her subconscious and fix this. 3 minutes.
Very well. I'll disconnect the synapse in 3 minutes. If you're not back, then so be it. I will show no compassion.
Alright, so where am I supposed to go now? I'm assuming I interact with this again? Here we go. Alright, let's free her from her mental anguish. I'm assuming we want to go this way.
Team Honey Badger has entered the value anomaly area, now quickly approaching.
Good. Proceed.
Team Honey Badger.
The amniotic fluid has broken. Send to delivery room 2.
Nationality American, blood type O.
What's going on? The needles on these readers are all over the place.
I don't know, but my watch has stopped working too.
Have no access to a flashlight, and it's pretty dark in here. Guess I'm going through here. Resetting parts again.
Maternal dystocia, profuse bleeding. Send to operating room now.
Oh boy. Starting to sound like her mother died in childbirth. And she knows about it.
Value fluctuation increasing. Team Honey Badger approaching target.
Heart rate 100. Blood pressure normal.
Hemostat. Gauze.
Target confirmed. Containment operations ready.
Excellent. Operation Witch Hunt. Commence.
And she was taken at birth. Operation Witch Hunt. There we go.
Congratulations, a lovely princess with beautiful blue eyes. You thought of a good name for her?
She is my little angel. I Security.
Target SCP-239 has been contained.
So her mother didn't die in childbirth, but she was ripped from her mother.
SCP-239! 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 That's an order! SCP-239, that's an order! SCP-239, do as I say! SCP-239, do as I say! Come on, do it! Come on, do it! SCP-239! SCP-239! SCP-239!
Don't blame yourself. None of this is your fault. Maybe you weren't meant for this world.
Close eyes. Imagine. Beautiful images. The robin says, the home I want, my home is squishy all over, with shiny warm lights and no more cold steel. Filled all the way with beautiful star stickers and colorful lights everywhere, everywhere. Everywhere I go, they twinkle, twinkle like little eyes. So many good books, with the cutest animals inside. They only say nice things to me. They always want to chat with me. So many beautiful decorations, a soft bed, and mountains of toys. I can play all day, anywhere I want. I'll have my favorite toy, a beautiful carousel. I'll ride and ride, and it will take me anywhere. There, I will not be yelled at. I will not be punished. I can sing as much as I like. I hope so much to live here forever. My home, Seguros' home.
Where she's not 293. Eesh.
My head.
Take a deep breath. Just some minor side effects from the force disconnection.
She's not coming back.
What?
In the end, she chose to shut off her subconscious. She'll sleep forever, like a plant.
Maybe that's for the best. Anyways, our primary concern is the incident report. It'll require some brainstorming.
Not my concern.
I'll arrange for someone to take you back. See you on the next mission.
Not in this lifetime.
Consciousness intrusion operation. Which plan? ERB deployment. Back to mission system. Consciousness intrusion action. The operation report of senior researcher redacted. Pentobarbital, intravenous drip, and telekill lead alloy coverage are two important containment procedures that remain essential at this time. As for whether a new round of consciousness intrusion is necessary, a group specialist will need to discuss further, which is Plan 26.1.04. In response to the urgency of the situation, O5 Council has instated a new containment approach in July 2002. Rather than physical containment, a new approach seeks to harness reality distortion abilities of 239 in order to contain SCPs. The project has been given the code name Witch Plan. ARB Potential Development Plan. Mandate for O5 Council transfer Miss Violet to the 239 project. Favorite storybook 239 was Animals of Africa. Demeter Plan. Accident investigating report on cover of investigation report. Small block of text written in a rush. SCP-239. Turning 8 years old. Soon subject risk factor far exceeds value recorded in old file. Must reevaluate. Sean's new test plan 2.1. Dr. Pierce debriefing memo based on latest assessment 239. believes necessary reclassify the subject to Euclid class to Keter and instigate her higher level security protocols. Maternity registration form, early containment. SCP-239, object class Keter, special containment procedures, obsolete data, redacted. 239 is to be kept in a small room, cell furnished, with one bed, one EKG machine, and one IV to be filled with pentobarbital mixed with data expunged to be refilled daily. Under no circumstances 239 to be removed from her containment area at any given time. The walls of the cell are to be coated with telekill steel alloy. Only Class 2 personnel are allowed within any contact with 239 at this time. All personnel guarding SCP-239's containment area are to be equipped with telekill headgear. SCP-148, subject's proper name is Sugoro Stefano. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Under absolutely no condition should the subject ever be awakened. Any personnel found attempting to awaken the subject will be immediately terminated. Description: obsolete data, redacted. SCP-239 appears to be an 8-year-old girl, 1 meter in height, 200 kilograms in weight. Subject has shoulder-length blonde hair. Upon closer inspection, subject's eyes shimmer a gray-green shade. Subject seems to emit a previously undiscovered form of radiation, which has been named redacted. These waves seemed harmless in low concentrations, but the higher concentration could break down matter at a subatomic level. SCP-239 seemingly has the ability to do whatever she expresses a will to do. Put simply, the subject can do anything she truly wants to on a basal psychological level, including as long as she is conscious. Fortunately, she only seems to be able to affect herself and her immediate surroundings. Therefore, she can see it, she can change it. It would be most prudent course of action, however, to try to test how powerful she can be. She seems to be able to create and affect living matter. For example, D-class personnel accidentally caused her harm. She simply made them disappear. Fortunately, when subject was made feel guilty, what she had done, she made him reappear. SCP-239's self-preservation instinct makes it virtually invincible whenever she is conscious. Subject's skin cannot be punctured with anything except for SCP-148. As a means of controlling the subject's ability, it has been told she is a witch. Besides improving her morale greatly, it makes her believe that she is unable to use her abilities outside pre-approved spells given to her by the SCP Foundation. This will hopefully prevent any and all attempted escapes. However, the subject is to be kept calm at all times to prevent any subconscious wish of harm upon herself and others. SCP-239 came into the attention of the Foundation soon after her birth and redacted. Approximately 3 hours after subject's birth, redacted. Hospital was destroyed by an unexplained explosion. The press was informed that it was due to a gas leak. SCP teams were dispatched shortly after to search the site for abnormalities. The only living person they were able to locate was SCP-239. Ouch. That means that her mom did die technically in childbirth. For the next 8 years, subject was raised under SCP care. As of redacted, subject was to be kept in a medically induced coma until further notice. Decision was made by data expunged. SCP-239 is permanently contained at Site-17. Appendix, obsolete data, redacted. SCP-239 Development Plan 10.0. In interim, it may prove wise to use SCP-239's abilities to contain other SCP containment items. With this said, obvious challenge ahead is finding a way to extend SCP-239's reality distortion capabilities in order to study third level state. At present, O5 Council has decided to entrust the work to Team Sean Pierce. Cancelled. A Dr. Cleft report. My analysis of the situation has led me to the conclusion that 239 is an unacceptable containment and a security risk. Although several proposals have been made to made reusing her for containing other SCPs. The example of SCP-953 and others must serve as a stark reminder of the risks of overstimulating the Foundation's ability to control SCPs with reality-altering powers. I would therefore like to make the following proposal. A piercing implement will be constructed of SCP-148, capable of penetrating SCP-239, otherwise impenetrable skin. This tool will be used to kill SCP-239 while she's asleep and her powers are neutralized. Because of the danger of 239's awakening and resisting termination, it is my recommendation that Selected Operative carry SCP-668 as well in order to minimize complications. One of the dangers of this procedure is the possibility that SCP-239 will awaken and perceive others as a friend or good person, thus changing reality to match. It is for this person that I would like to volunteer the carry-out procedure personally. A review of my personnel file should indicate my data expunged should allow me to carry out the operation even after a reality shift of this nature. Dr. Clef. Dr. Clef is really unique considering the fact that he wants to destroy all SCPs, but also he himself is technically SCP himself in a way. It's weird. Submit. Well done, young man. Thank you, Director. With a reality-distorting anomaly classified as Keter, it would seem that keeping the subject in a state of comatose is the only viable solution. You're right, this place is not what I thought it was. I'm still learning to understand and abide by the rules. When I handed the task to you, I was frankly rather worried about whether or not you would be able to complete it. It seems you were ready. What do you mean? Carl, somebody wants to talk to you. New message from an unknown contact. Hello, Carl. Who are you? You 05? Doesn't matter who I am. What matters is who are you. Carl, it's just a name, a symbol. I'm the one who will guide you to the answers. What should I do? First, you will need to complete some warm-up exercises. Take the elevator to the 15th floor. As much as I would like to continue from this point, I'll have to end the video because it's getting kind of long. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Hope to see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys later.